4K at 60 frames per second is finally here. Only catch is, you can't use HDR. But do you really need HDR? I mean, after all, more frames means a better image, right? Well, maybe not. I've done the comparison, and I'm going to show you what I found. Let's get into it. Last year, Viofo debuted their new flagship model, the A329. And among many other enhancements, this camera featured a new frame rate, 60 frames per second. That's double what was available on any previous Viofo model and most other dash cams. And despite the lack of HDR, most other manufacturers seem poised to follow suit with their new cameras releasing in 2025. On paper, the prospect of a higher frame rate is exciting. You're getting the same image resolution that you got on the A229 Pro, but now your videos have twice as many frames per second. More frames per second means less motion blur for anything moving quickly. This all sounds pretty good, so why should you even care about giving up HDR? For that matter, what even is HDR? Here's an explanation from the Viofo website. Dynamic range refers to the total amount of light captured from a scene. HDR, or high dynamic range imaging, enhances this capability by capturing and presenting a wide range of light intensities in an image. This creates a greater contrast between light and dark areas, enabling clearer and more detailed pictures even in challenging lighting conditions. It does this by capturing several images of the same subject at different exposure levels, then combining them into a single frame. Now let's see it in action compared to 4K 60 frames per second without HDR. For our testing, the camera on the left is recording at 4K 30 frames per second with HDR enabled, and the camera on the right is recording at 4K 60 frames per second without HDR. We're going to start with something easy, capturing license plates of parked cars during the day. There's the plate for the red Subaru and the blue Honda. Neither of them get the blue Prius, but there's the plate for the silver Prius. Lastly, we're going to end with budget blinds here, and we can see that both cameras do a good job of catching the plate. All right, that's pretty easy stuff, so we're going to try some highway driving now, and we're going to pass a few vehicles here, and you can see there's the plate for the Tacoma, and then we're going to go a little bit further up the exit ramp here, and when we pass the transit bus, you're going to see that we also catch the plate for the transit bus. We're going to switch to nighttime testing now, which is where the camera with HDR should really shine. We're going to make a pass to the unofficial cell phone lot for the SeaTac Airport to see who does a better job of capturing license plates on parked cars at night. But before we do that, here's a quick grab of the black Model 3 on the left. We're going to do these parked cars rapid fire, and the first thing that you're going to notice is that the camera with HDR enabled far outperforms the 60 frames per second camera with no HDR. What I've noticed in my testing is that any time a license plate is lit by headlights or another strong light source, it reflects a lot of light back, which completely washes out the image of the non-HDR camera. In most of these cases, you can't even make out a single character on the license plates with HDR disabled, while the camera with HDR generally captures all the characters with acceptable clarity. Last, we're going to do the toughest test for any dash cam, oncoming traffic at night. The camera without HDR isn't able to capture any identifiable character on any license plates, while the camera with HDR captures at least some details. This is a tough test for any camera, but without HDR, you don't stand much of a chance capturing usable information. So, is this the end of HDR? If you ask me, the answer is absolutely not. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful.